I'm sorry, what is in the water today? Are you actually joking me? You could not write this. Are you joking? Why is this actually becoming the worst TBR I've ever had? It is a grey, dreary day in London, England, but guess what? I'm about to cheer myself up because we are filming my favourite video to film. We're picking my March TBR. Of course, using the TBR jar. We are, of course, coming off of my February TBR, which despite being one of my favourite TBRs I have ever had, we blindly chose it. It went incredible for me. I literally had like the best TBR ever. I didn't do very well on it. I think I read 4 of the books, 3 of the books, one of them. I didn't do brilliantly. I did okay, didn't do amazing. So I kind of want to start fresh, start anew with my March TBR. That being said, I have a lot of pre-planned videos already and I have filmed the intros for several of those videos, so I already know what I'm reading. I have very set TBRs for those videos. Some of them I've already done the randomly choosing, so I know what I'm reading. So there's not a whole lot of space for mood reading this month. Nonetheless, I love filming this, so I'm going to film it regardless, and if we can get a couple of those books onto the TBR, great. Otherwise, we're just going to pick a bunch of mood reads and we're going to try our very best. If we could get some short ones on there, that would be grand, but we're just going to let the TBR do its thing. We're going to put trust in the TBR gods and hope it picks us something good, because February, the bar was up here. That TBR was grand. I don't know what was going on, it was just the best TBR ever. So, with any luck, we can have a repeat of that. And I think we're just going to get right on in with it and pick our very first prompt of the month. Okay, our first prompt is, let's go for, oh, I had 2. We're going to go for this one. This says, title starts, this is fun, this is one I've never done before. Title starts with the first letter of the month. So we are looking for a book beginning with M for March. Okay, oh, well, immediately we can pick the very first book. I don't know if I want to do this, but we have Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home. Or is it The Long Way Home, Magnolia Parks? I don't know. We'll put that in the maybe pile. Okay, we'll scratch that. Unless I've missed something, this is literally the only option. I feel like the TBR gods aren't on a wavelength with me today. This book is mammoth. It's like 500 pages. And the pages are massive. I didn't necessarily want to get to this month, but okay, sure. This is the 3rd book in the Magnolia Park series. I'm sure we've all heard of it. It's a kind of a romance, mostly just a rich, annoying people drama. I say that with love. It's a lot of fun. I read the first 2 and then I took a humongous break. I can't even remember when I read the second one, but a while ago. Wasn't intending necessarily to continue this soon. I read the first 14 pages of this ages ago and I just decided I wasn't in the mood and would come back to it. But I guess now is the time. Through process of elimination, because we have no other books beginning with M. Unless I've missed something. I wouldn't have thought that was that difficult a letter, but apparently that is our only option on this cart at least. So I'm going to go with this. It'll be interesting to see where this one goes. Not the book I necessarily wanted to start with, but it is a fun series, so it could be an alright choice. So this is the first book going on March's TBR. Okay, picking book number 2 of 8. Let's go for this prompt. She says, I'm sorry, what is in the water today? The longest book on your physical TBR. Okay. We're going to go with the longest book on here, although I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Okay, I guess me and the TBR gods are not playing today. I'm pretty sure it's this, but I will check. A Court of Wings and Ruin is 699 pages. Let's see if anything beats that. I don't think it will. The Invisible Life is, yeah, 545. Babel is, no, about 545 as well. Potentially All the Light We Cannot See, 530. Nope. Okay. I don't know how this has happened. Wasn't intending to continue any of these series, either of these series this quickly, but okay. I know you guys are going to be happy with this choice. I just don't know if I have the time this month to read a 700-page fantasy book, one that I'm pretty sure is very war-based. I can't lie, at this rate we're going to end up doing a finishing series video, which again wasn't planning to film this month. These are also both mammoth books. Can we flash back to where I said that I'd like some short books on this TBR? Did I not literally say that at the start? Again, I'm sure we've all heard of this. This is the third book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, a fantasy series. I enjoyed the first two, they move pretty quick, but let me tell you, I am intimidated by fantasy. And yeah, I'm intimidated by a 700-page fantasy. And I'm pretty sure this one is very war-based, so I'm a little bit scared. I do think it's on my 25 books to read in 2025. Is it on my 25 books to read in 2025? Okay, wow. We've had very little choice in this TBR so far, but this is the second book going on March's TBR. Okay, picking my third prompt. And please can I have something with a little bit more choice? Okay, let's go for this prompt here. This one says, no, you are actually playing with me. 2 of the last prompt. Are you actually joking me? Why is this going terribly? Why is this actually becoming the worst TBR I've ever had? 2 of the last prompt, so I need the second longest book on my physical TBR. Having just said that I didn't want really long books on my TBR, are you actually playing with me? The way I was like, oh yeah, my February TBR went so well. Clearly my luck ran out. Okay, I think it's one of these two. Kind of really hoping it's not Babel because I'm so intimidated by that book. 541 and Babel is 544. So we're going with Babel by R.F. Kuang. I have read from this author before and I really liked it. I read Yellowface. I thought that book was great. It was, however, half the size. It was like 300 pages, but it was great and I absolutely flew through it. It read like a thriller, but it had amazing commentary and it was just fast-paced, interesting, brilliant. I've heard this is dense. Now, that's not inherently a bad thing, but it is historical fiction. It is a long book and it is complicated and I don't know if that's what I want. Nonetheless, it is going on the TBR because those are the rules. This is going awfully. This is something to do with, it's like a dark academia set in Oxford in 1836 and I think it's to do with like language and translation. And that's really all I know about it. I thrifted this, honestly, quite a long time ago. I want to say this is also on my 25 books to read in 2025. So these are smart decisions, if not decisions that I would have made. Oh, the text is tiny. Okay, well, I'm not feeling overly positive about this TBR, but we are adding Babel, or possibly Babel, to March's TBR. If we get another long book, I am going to throw something. The way this TBR is already heavy. Are you joking? Are you joking? Okay, we're picking again. This is going to be book number 4, which is The Halfway Point. And if this doesn't go better, I'm gonna fight someone. Okay, let's go for this prompt here. And this one says, oh, thank God. Thank you, literary fiction. Thank you. Literary fiction is not only my favourite genre, but it tends to be shorter genre. And you know what? I'm going to pick the tiniest literary fiction you have ever seen just to spite this TBR jar. Okay. Okay, I've picked 4 of the skinniest books that you have ever seen and I'm going to pick one of them. Otherwise, there is no way on earth I'm finishing this TBR. So, the options are It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over. One of the best titles I've ever heard. This is like a end of the world zombie literary fiction and it's something to do with losing your humanity and that's kind of really all I know about it. I've had 2 reviews, both of those reviews were 5 stars. So, high contender. Then we have I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. However, I do also have to read, I don't think it's on here, I have to read a book with a very similar plot this month. So actually maybe we won't pick that one. Then we have Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson, which is a literary fiction about a situationship, I think. But it follows 2 people living in London. I think it's a lot to do with the Black experience, racism, but also love and like a modern love story. And then we have Eliza Clark's She's Always Hungry, her debut short story collection. She is one of my favourite authors, you know this. I love her so much. Short stories, not my favourite thing ever, but I love her writing so much. But I'm just thinking, the other books are such a push for me. Maybe, even though she's a favourite author of mine, maybe a short story collection isn't the time right now. Okay, let's pick one of these two. Zombies, Situationship. Very, very different. What am I in the mood for? Shall I just go with whichever one is shorter? This one is 127. This one, no, this one's longer. This one is 145. Okay, we are going to be adding It Lasts Forever and then It's Over onto March's TBR. Okay, we have 4 books on the TBR. We are picking book number 5. Let's go for this prompt here. This one says, a tall paperback. I think on here we have but one option. We have one option, and that is One Dark Window. This one is in a video, so actually that is going to work perfectly. So I'm more than happy to pick this one. This is a dark gothic fantasy, something to do with tarot cards. That is really all I know about it, but the book girlies love this one. It does mean we have a second fantasy on the TBR, and I'm not the hugest fantasy reader, but of what I've read, I have enjoyed it. So we're following Elspeth, which is my cousin's name. She has some sort of monster living in her head. She calls it the Nightmare, and it speaks to her. I don't know, it sounds fun. It sounds like eerie, dark. I think it would be a good... Are we still in winter? Kinda. Well, I'm in England. We're in winter. Almost all the time. I think it'll be a good, like, wintry, dark, eerie book. So I think it's the right time of year to read this one. Also, I have the American paperback and it is so floppy. Okay, we have 3 more books still to pick. Prompt number 6, I think we're on, is going to be this one. This says, generator picks a shelf. Easy. So this one, we pull up a random number generator and we're going to pick 1, 2 or 3, and then this one's a little bit more of a free pick, thank goodness, and then I get to pick one of the books on whichever shelf it comes up with. Okay, I've pulled up the random number generator and we're putting in 1 through 3 and we will let it pick a number for us. Okay, shelf number 2. I am immediately thinking possibly A Certain Hunger. I'm very interested in reading that. I don't think we have any thriller, so maybe The Writing Retreat would be fun. The Idiot I just got a hold of, that could be fun. I think off that shelf, these are the 3 that I am most interested in. So we have A Certain Hunger, which is a literary fiction about a woman, I think she's a food critic, and she kills her husband with an ice pick. I haven't heard a whole lot about this, but this is always grouped together with some of my favourite books of all time. Whenever I see people posting books that they love, I will always see this with My Year of Rest and Relaxation, with Cleopatra and Frankenstein, books like that I absolutely adore. 5-star books for me. So this is very much a 5-star prediction. Then, in a very different vein, we have The Writing Retreat, which is a thriller set at a writing retreat. As we all know, I am completely obsessed with books about writers, so again, this could be a very, very strong option. I'm pretty sure it's set in like a secluded Victorian mansion, and 5 women win a competition to go and live there, write their novels. I just love books where they're writing novels. It's a bit like The Villa. Is that what it's called? The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. My favourite thing about that book was just the atmosphere, how vibey it was, and watching people write books. I just love it. And if you don't know, I'm writing a book, so it's just a nice experience to read about people also writing books. So, very strong option. And then I just got my hands on this. This is The Idiot. I know very little about this, other than we're following a character who is at Harvard. It says she struggles with the challenges and possibilities of adulthood. Relatable. Oh, she's also a writer. Another book about a writer. Oh, this is difficult because I'm actually very interested in all of these. We don't have a thriller on the TBR, so that could be nice, but equally we don't have a lot of literary fiction, so I'd kind of be happy with either of them. Shall I just random number generate it again? We'll have A Certain Hunger be 1, The Writing Retreat being 2, and The Idiot being 3. Okay, letting it pick again. Book number 3. What was that? The Idiot? Yeah. Ironically, I'm being a slight idiot because I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I said The Idiot was number 3. Yeah, okay. We're adding The Idiot to our TBR. Okay, we are picking book number 7, our penultimate book. Let's go for this prompt here. Well, this is a long one. This says, perfect. A book already planned for a video, brackets, you're welcome. That is literally perfect. Okay. Are there any on here? Yes, there is. I am going to go with the friend zone. I won't tell you what video, but this is already in a video. Predetermined, I've already filmed the intro for the video, so I know that it is definitely getting read. So that is perfect. And we're going to add the friend zone by Abby Jimenez to the TBR. This will be our first romance on the TBR as well, so that is nice. We have a good mix of genres. Even though this started quite badly, I feel like we're clawing our way back. The TBR is becoming okay again. This one is, I want to say, something to do with a wedding. And she has a dog called Stuntman Mike. Love that. Okay, oh, so she's planning her best friend's wedding and then she meets the best man. And then I think she falls in love with the best man, but I guess she friend zones him. Maybe to like keep the wedding going smooth. I don't know, I skimmed the blurb because I never read book blurbs. I don't know why, I just never can be bothered to read a whole blurb. Literally can't tell you why. Anyway, as I say, this is getting read either way this month for what should be a very fun video. So you should probably subscribe if you're not already so that you can definitely see me reading it. Okay, moving on to our final book. I'm scared. This is gonna make or break the TBR because we started off very badly and we ended up kind of okay. We're gonna go for this prompt here. Oh, it's a big one. It's a huge one. It says, are you actually joking me? You could not write this. Are you joking? Take the book you are most looking forward to off of your TBR and you cannot re-add it later. Are you playing with me? I'm sorry, what is in the air today? Why does the TBR jar hate me? Why does the TBR jar hate me? She says like she didn't literally write the prompts herself. I'm so mad. Okay, what am I taking off the TBR? Well, I think we all know I was not the most excited for the first 3. That leaves 4. I think realistically, it's going to be one of my literary fictions that I'm most excited for. It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over, or The Idiot. Oh, this is so bad. I don't know which one to take off. I'm kind of like equally excited for both, so I'm going to take off The Idiot because it's slightly longer and I would still like to have a short book on the TBR. So we're going to pop this one back and I guess we're going to pick a different prompt. That does mean we're back down to 6 books, so we still have 2 books to pick somehow. This has gone awfully. Okay, I'm picking this prompt. Oh, it's already open. It says, a book with over 1 million Goodreads ratings. Okay, let me just sort my Goodreads and then we will see what is remaining. Immediately I'm seeing a few. So, All the Light We Cannot See has over 1 million, as does Where the Crawdads Sing, as does Remarkably Bright Creatures. So does The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, although I'm going to tell you now we're not picking this because I don't want another long book. Oh, wait, I'm literally being so dumb. This has 800,000. That is not 1 million. Okay, putting that one back. Okay, I think we actually only have 3 options, and that is these ones. I'm not aggressively excited about any of them. I am going to put this one back. As I said, I do not want another 500-page book, which leaves us with 2. Actually, I think this one is 500 pages. Yeah, do you know what? We're just going to pick this one because I do not want another mammoth book on the TBR. This is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. It is actually the book on my TBR with the most number of ratings, so it really definitely fits this prompt. It has over 3 million ratings, so that is pretty crazy. And I've owned this one forever and I just don't really reach for it, despite the fact that it is completely beautiful. It's historical fiction, I think. It's set in '69. Okay, so we're following the death of Chase Adams and all the locals in this town immediately suspect Kaya. To be honest, the blurb doesn't give you a whole lot more than that. I've seen the trailer for this film. It looks interesting. I haven't really heard too many reviews of this book, but I've had a few of you guys comment saying that you really like it. So maybe it'll be a good choice. Okay, well, we're adding this to the TBR. Now we're picking our final prompt. I feel like this has somehow taken a lot longer than it should have, but hey ho, let's go for this prompt here. And it says, fun, popular author you have never read from before. There are quite a few, believe it or not. I feel like I'm always saying, oh, this author's so popular, but I've never read from them before. Okay, let's have a look. Immediately, Stephanie Garber is definitely an option. Ashley Poston, definitely a great option. I think Jeneva Rose is a really popular thriller author and I've never read from her. Okay, I've either read from quite a lot of these authors before, or they're not what I would consider like really popular, or I'm just not super in the mood. So I think we're gonna pick one of these three. We have fantasy, romance, thriller, but I must say I'm leaning towards one of them because I feel like we already have a couple of fantasies, and I'm not gonna read 3 fantasy books in 1 month. We already have a romance, and again, I just did quite a big romance video, so I think the thriller is what I'm going to go for. I've heard a lot about this author, this book, a bunch of her books. This one is something to do with an Airbnb, and I think this woman goes to stay there, and then whoever owns the house is also staying there, and then things get creepy. And that's really all I know. I don't know a whole lot about it, but we don't have a thriller on the TBR currently, and thriller is one of my most read genres. It's normally like my 2nd or 3rd most read genre, so I think it will be a nice quick one to get through, and it's under 300 pages. Perfect. Okay, I think we're finally done. This is the final book going on March's TBR. Well, that was a roller coaster. Started off very badly, got a little bit better, got a lot worse, and then it ended okay. I don't know what was in the water today, or possibly in the coffee. That didn't go well for me. I feel like the TBR jar was playing with me. Nonetheless, we have the 8 books that we are going to be reading in March, so let's go through them. Starting off with a pretty massive romance drama book, we have Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. Then a pretty massive fantasy book, we have A Court of Winds and Ruin. Then a pretty massive dark academia / maybe literary fiction, historical fiction, I don't know, Babel by R.F. Kuang. Then a still pretty massive fantasy book, we have One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Then we have a contemporary romance, which is already in a video, so that is great for me. We have The Friend Zone. We have a tiny, thank goodness, literary fiction, It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over. We have a, I guess, historical fiction, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. And finally, we have a thriller for a little bit of genre range. We have You Shouldn't Have Come Here. And that, my friends, is March's TBR. Not as excited as last month, but nonetheless, it's an alright TBR. It's a bit of a mix. It's a bit of a mix. I may be a bit intimidated, maybe in this area, a bit more intimidated, but that's okay. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new, you should definitely subscribe. I would love to have you. We have very fun videos coming out this month. You're gonna miss them if you don't subscribe, so you should definitely subscribe. Thank you for watching. If you've read any of these books, comment down below. Some of them I could do with some encouraging to read. So if you love those books, please comment and give me encouragement so that I actually read them. And please like the video, it makes such a difference to me. Comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. I love you, bye!